This digital products Etsy store is selling like crazy, and it is no surprise why. They have nailed their niche, and we're going to break down exactly how they did it. Let's go. Hi, I'm Jess. I've built multiple 6- and 7-figure Etsy stores in various niches, getting sales like these, and learning the ins and outs of Etsy, Amazon, and more. A wild and crazy event led me to start a totally new life traveling abroad, giving me the unique opportunity to step back, work a lot less, and start sharing all of my Etsy insights with you. So hit that subscribe button, grab a pen and paper, and let's jump in. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. This Etsy store is freaking gorgeous, and I had so much fun exploring their digital planners and just looking at all the beautiful colors here. You're not going to believe how much money this store is raking in. So let's go right into their Etsy store stats so we can explore how they're really nailing this niche. This store actually has 190,707 sales. They are getting dangerously close to 200,000 sales here. And if we scroll down, you will see that they have an average price of about $10. They do have some stuff that's higher, like 15, and they have some stuff that's lower, like 8. A few little things here. These are more add-ons, are like $3.75, but most of the things that sell are selling for at least $10 on average. And if we go down to their feedback here and click most recent, you can see that they first started getting some sales in July of 2014, which is quite a while ago. But I want to show you something interesting. As you can see, they started with these like digital art sunflower things and didn't really get anywhere. You don't see any sales coming between 2014 and 2018, and that's going to be important in just a minute because their sales really don't start, with the exception of these two things here, until 2018. However, we're going to stick with this start date of July 23rd of 2014 because that's when their oldest feedback comes in. And based on that 190,000 sales at a $10 price point, that puts their approximate annual sales at $201,000 a year. That is already really, really impressive. But if we forget about these two sales here that come 4 years before the rest of their sales, and we go ahead and plug in that 2018 instead, then that changes their approximate annual sales to $321,000 a year. So that is a massive jump. Massive jump. And whatever happened in between these 4 years, they really weren't selling anything at all. But worst case scenario, this store's bringing in at least $200K a year. So we've already scrolled through these listings here, and you can see how they really stay consistent with this bright, colorful look, right? And one of the things that I love about this rainbow look to their images is not only is it a really nice contrast to all the beige and rose gold planners that are currently all over Etsy, which is definitely going to help this store's listings stand out from the Etsy search pages. I mean, these rainbow listings are just going to absolutely pop compared to all the beige and rose gold planners in the search results. But that rainbow look that they're rolling with here also taps into a bit of our brain that really seeks out colors, and it associates rainbows with happiness. So whether that was intentional or not, it really works well for them in terms of attracting buyers and getting sales. This seller actually has a solid handful of bestsellers here. This is a smaller one that is in 20 plus carts, $9.31. It's not a bestseller yet, but I would be willing to bet that by the time I edit this video, it will be a bestseller. They also have this one here that's only in 15 carts, but it is a bestseller. This is a little bit cheaper because it's stickers. So you would typically buy this in addition to one of their planners because you need a planner to put the stickers on. They have this cool one that I love, digital reading journal. This one's 1263 here. And then there's this one, which is fully rainbow, that is just under $15. These are really, really awesome products. And I really want to dig into their SEO and see what sets them apart. But I actually had a question a while back, and since these products are digital, I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to throw in a quick explainer here. So I've been asked a couple of times how to get decent mock-ups of digital devices without using Photoshop. Because it's easy when you're selling print on demand and you're selling t-shirts or coffee mugs. Mock-ups are everywhere, but it's a little bit more tricky when we have digital products. So I did want to talk about this really, really briefly here before we look at this listing's SEO. So this is one of the great things that I love about Placeit. In terms of digital mockups, I feel like Placeit is super underrated because they have some awesome images that are specifically for digital products. And the best part is that you can go ahead and add your image and it's going to seamlessly integrate your design directly into this image. In this case, for example, if you were to have this in Canva, you can't tilt your image to match the tilt of this screen here. So it's not going to be a good fit. It's going to look weird. Whereas Placeit will perfectly tilt your design. That is really, really important in having professional images. They also have ones that have blank backgrounds, which is really helpful to have. And you're going to see some of these being used in this listing. For example, you have this one here, which has a blank background. And if we look at some of their other main images, you can see these devices that can be put on any type of background. So it really does help add to that professional look. And there's just an endless supply here of different types of devices. They do have videos as well. So that is something that we don't have access to very often as digital designers. So it can really, really be beneficial when we're trying to make listing videos and we kind of get stuck to have access to these videos. And there's different ones, like this is a book video. I specifically searched for MacBook video, but there's different ones as well. For example, if you wanted to do like a mobile phone video, you could also have access to those. And there's all different ones with really professional quality that can showcase your digital product in a video. And it is important, in my opinion, to have a video on your listings because it does increase buyer conversion rates. People love to see videos. So I have an affiliate link to Placeit to check all these out down in the video description below. Make sure you take a peek at these and take advantage of some of these great images. And you can buy these images individually, but if you wanted to get a subscription, you can pay $10 a month and download as many videos or as many pictures as you want. So that's really, really worth taking advantage of, in my personal opinion. So let's go back and really take a look at some of the SEO and the things that this particular seller is doing. Of course, they're sticking with that gorgeous rainbow vibe that I mentioned before, but their images do make it clear right away that the colors are changeable. They also have a really, really smart feature on their main image that I wanted to point out because not a lot of digital sellers are utilizing this strategy. You can see right here that they offer a 30-day refund, which is super smart because most digital sellers aren't offering refunds. There's no way to return digital goods, right? So once a customer buys it, they have access to it forever, which makes refunds really difficult to give since they can't exactly return the product. But a lot of people may not know how to use a digital planner, or they may be hesitant to buy this product, which is $15, because they're not sure how digital planners work. They're not sure if they're really going to use this product. They're not sure if they're going to like this product, etc. So, quite frankly, this refund offer is a sheer genius because what they're telling them by offering this is that they're going to love the product. and that this seller is confident that they're going to love this product. And if they don't, they can get their money back. And I do want to point out in their description down here that it does clearly say that instant downloads don't accept returns, exchanges, or cancellations, and to contact the seller about any problems with your order. So the customer cannot just automatically request a return through Etsy. So all refunds are going to be processed at the seller's discretion. They are offering refunds manually, which means that they also have the opportunity to help customers troubleshoot and work things out if they're having problems, rather than having them just jump over to that refund, I want to refund my order, whatever option on Etsy's platform. So that really helps keep returns to a minimum while adding some peace of mind to buyers at the same time. And that's super, super smart. In terms of SEO, this seller is really utilizing all the main SEO strategies that we tend to see, that I tend to talk about in all of my videos, except for the fact that there is not really any punctuation here. They are maximizing the use of every single space in this title. They're really driving home some long tail phrases that all center around the words digital and planner. So we see planner here, we see planner here, we see digital, planners again here, planners again here. And then there's some other words thrown in to capture those long tail searches like ADHD planner, digital journal, daily weekly planner, iPad planner, etc. And then, of course, a GoodNotes template, because you can use this with GoodNotes, which is a really common planner type software that people have on their phones and their MacBooks and whatever. And I do talk really in depth about using long tail phrases with your Etsy SEO, as well as how and when to use repetition, and of course, so many more things in my Etsy Seller Success Workbook, which has a huge section all about Etsy SEO with 2+ hours of video content. So you can really nail your SEO for your specific niche. That link is below, and it is the main way I support this channel if you want to click that link and check it out. I wanted to point out as well a couple of clever things that this seller has in the video description here that are also probably helping to drive a lot of these sales. This particular listing uses those words digital planners right in the beginning here. So this is kind of a big paragraph, but they capitalize on the fact that they want you to know it's a huge bundle of digital planners. Massive, massive bundle, which makes that $15 price point seem pretty small in comparison to what you're getting. There's more appealing words in here, things like maximize productivity, achieving your goals, etc. But for the most part, this is really focusing on getting those keywords in there in an appealing way. What's really, really smart is that this seller actually has a YouTube video that is going to show you how to use that planner. And that goes back again to kind of solving your customers' worries of not being sure how to use it. It's really, really brilliant because you want buyers to understand how it works and know what to expect. And that makes this planner seem much easier and more approachable to buy and use it. So I love that. The seller has really nailed some sales psychology tactics. And by the way, I do have actually an entire video about sales psychology, so I'll put the card to that at the top here if you haven't seen it yet. Also, right below, I love how this seller points out that it links to your Google and Apple Calendar, which is another massive feature. You typically, as an adult, rely on your calendar on your phone for so many things, so having that is a really good thing to point out. And then this seller takes the time to break down their description very carefully, and they use these cute little emojis to section off their description and make sure that you're getting all of the important information very clearly. Because this seller really wants to make sure that the buyer has as much information as possible and is really going to convince them that this is worth buying and will be of genuine help to them in getting organized. Lastly, if we jump down to her tags here, I want to point out briefly that She's using the same long tail phrases in the tags as we saw up in that title, with lots of emphasis on digital and planner in these tags, with some of those more long tail keywords like undated planner, weekly planner, ADHD planner, etc. And this is really important because there's a lot of demand for digital planners, but there's a lot of different ways as well to search for them. So this seller is trying really hard to capitalize on as many potential searches as possible, which is a smart strategy to use when you have a saturated niche. And that actually reminds me of one of my first videos, which is a planner store that has a way less listings and a totally different aesthetic, but is still absolutely dominating the Etsy digital planner niche. And that video actually showcases some great planner creation tutorials. So you should check that one out next.